Hello everyone, it's Atom Collision here. Today I'm going to be showing you the best PC parts you should buy at the most important price points. The purpose of this video is to make sure you get the best value parts for your budget. Also, every build in this video uses a Windows 10 home key from scdkeys.com that costs £10 and 60p at the time of writing. The first I'm going to show you isn't the cheapest list of parts, but it has a good price to performance ratio. I chose the AMD Ryzen 3 3200G because it's faster than last generation's 2200G, and it's not too expensive at under £90, which is around the price of a 2200G when I use it in my first video. And it also has a decent cooler that will allow room for overclocking. Ryzen is known to leverage fast memory. Therefore, I paired it with a 2x4GB kit of Patriot Viper DDR4 3000 RAM. The motherboard choice was tricky because I would strongly recommend using a B450 or X470 motherboard with BIOS flashback, as B550 and A520 have not been released yet at the time of writing. You need BIOS flashback because older BIOSes don't support 3rd gen Ryzen. I eventually chose the MSI B450M Pro VDH Plus Micro ATX motherboard because it met all criteria and it's pretty cheap at just over £60. For the storage, I chose this 240GB ADATA Ultimate SU650 SSD and a 1TB WD Blue hard drive. This is a solid storage configuration at this price point because you can either use AMD Storomide to combine the speed of the SSD with the capacity of the hard drive, or you can store your essential programs on the SSD and everything else on the hard drive. The GPU in this build is taken care of by the iGPU of the 3200G. For the case, I chose the Sigmatech Scorpio, and powering this build is the Be Quiet 400W System Power 9 power supply. I opted to include a blue Corsair LED fan because it will help with the thermals to have an exhaust fan. This build will set you back a very reasonable £350. The second build is very similar, same CPU, same power supply, same hard drive, same motherboard and same memory. The main difference between this build and the first build is the addition of a Zotac Mini GTX 1060 6GB GPU instead of the iGPU. I have also upgraded to a 480GB Toshiba OCZ SSD, as this build is now a compelling option for more serious gamers, as you can now run any game at 1080p or even 1440p like I do with my 1060. I changed the case for the marginally more expensive but overall better Aerocool Cylon. If you do not care about load times and really need those extra cores and threads, then you can use a 240GB SSD or even no SSD and spend more on the CPU or GPU. This will cost you around £530 at the time of writing. The third build uses last generation much faster Ryzen 5 2600X as the CPU. It has 6 cores and 12 threads as opposed to 4 cores and 4 threads on the 3200G. And they run at the same clock speed, although the 3200G has an IPC advantage due to the newer architecture. To complement this processor, I chose 16GB of G-Skill Aegis DDR4 3000 RAM. I chose the motherboard to the MSI B450M Gaming Plus motherboard because it has better power delivery that will allow you to use the included Wraith Spire cooler to overclock the CPU. This price point also allows you to buy a 960GB ADATA Ultimate SU650 SSD, along with the same WD Blue hard drive as before. The crown jewel is the Palette GTX 1660 Ti Stormex OC GPU, which will allow you to game at 1440p with ease. The case and power supply both from Cooler Master. The case is the aesthetically pleasing and high quality Masterbox Lite 3.1, and the power supply is the Masterwatt 550W semi-modular power supply. This will come to just shy of £760. For the fourth build, we're going back to 3rd gen Ryzen with the excellent Ryzen 5 3600 Non-X. If I could recommend one CPU to any of you, it would be this one. It fixes all of the mistakes of 1st and 2nd gen Ryzen, and it makes Intel look very stupid, which is why I haven't included them in any of these builds. The motherboard is the very popular MSI B450 Tomahawk. It has BIOS flashback, so no worries about CPU compatibility. It also has a great VRM, so the 3600 can be overclocked to 4GHz and beyond, even under the stock cooler. 3rd gen Ryzen leverages fast memory even more than 1st and 2nd gen Ryzen, therefore I opted for 16 gigs of Patriot Viper Steel DDR4 3600 RAM. For storage, I chose the same 1TB Intel 660p NVMe SSD as I have on my PC at the moment. It's paired with the 1TB WD Blue hard drive, which is the same as all of the previous builds. The GPU is the XFX Radeon RX 5700 XT 8GB SICK 2 That's actually what they named it. I don't recommend the 5700X to use with blower coolers because they're extremely noisy, in addition to the GPU reaching nearly 110 degrees Celsius. This card can run any game at 1440p max settings at more than 144 frames per second, and there is nothing stopping you from playing games at 4K. The case is the slightly larger Cooler Master Masterbox 5 Lite, and the build is powered by the Seasonic Evo 620W 80 Plus bronze power supply. This all comes to just over £1,050. The fifth build I'm going to show you is much more expensive than the last build because there isn't much extra performance until you get to this price point. It uses the high-end AMD Ryzen 7 3800X 8-core processor, which is paired with the same Patriot Viper Steel DDR4 3600 as before. For storage, I selected the much larger 2TB Intel 660p NVMe SSD and a big 3TB Seagate Barracuda hard drive. The GPU in this build is a very powerful MSI RTX 2080 8GB Aero because it's the cheapest 2080 at the time of writing. The case is the very popular NZXT H500 in black, and it's powered by Seasonic Focus Plus Gold 550W power supply. This build will cost you around £1,600. The sixth build in this video is a big step up from the others. It has an AMD Ryzen 9 3900X, or if all you do is game, then you can go with an Intel Core i9-9900K. The 3900X is one of the fastest processors you can buy right now. It has 12 cores and 24 threads running 3.8 GHz. It's cooled by the Corsair H150i Pro 360mm liquid cooler, so it can be overclocked really fast. It's paired with 32 gigs of DDR4 3600 RAM it deserves. For storage, it has the Gigabyte Aorus PCIe Gen 4 2TB NVMe SSD, along with the same Seagate Barracuda 3TB hard drive as before. Because of the PCIe Gen 4, I decided the most appropriate motherboard for this build is the Gigabyte X570 Gaming X motherboard. The GPU is the Gigabyte RTX 2080 Ti Aorus Extreme Water Force. The special thing about this graphics card is that it's cooled by a 240mm all-in-one liquid cooler. All of this incredible hardware is situated in the side of the Li & Li PCO11 dynamic case. It's powered by the EVGA Supernova G3 750W 80 Plus gold power supply. This will set you back a casual £3,100. As a bonus, I'm now going to include a crazy build that costs more than all the other builds in this video combined. Okay, here we go. It has the unreleased AMD Ryzen 9 3850X 16-core 3.5 GHz processor and 64 GB of Corsair Vengeance DDR4 3733 RAM, sitting on the Asus ROG Crosshair 8 Extreme motherboard. For storage, it has dual Gigabyte Aorus PCIe Gen 4 2TB NVMe SSDs, and wait for it, 2 MSI RTX 2080 Ti Gaming X Trios in SLI, situated in the very fancy Cooler Master Cosmos C700P. Oh, and I forgot to mention that it has full custom EK water cooling with two 360mm radiators, one of them being extra thick. It's powered by the EVGA Supernova P2 1600W power supply, which is probably one of the best you can buy. All in all, this will set you back either £7,150 or one of your kidneys, you choose. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this.